Ghost of Yōtei makes you wait for 30 hours before you can claim the titular moniker, and that elongated timing is completely intentional. In both Ghost games, the protagonist only obtained their iconic outfit once they fully committed to their new ideology. For Jin, this is when he defies his uncle at Shimura Castle and poisons the Mongols. But for Atsu, there's no shift in her beliefs. She enters the estate with vengeance in her heart and leaves with it still brimming in her soul. Instead of making a final verdict to change her ideals, the game has let you marinate in her singular purpose for dozens of hours before finally giving the iconography that represents it. But despite the game's title, Atsu isn't known as the Ghost of Yōtei. She's the Onryo, a vengeful spirit. And this moment is when she finally kills her humanity and any hope the Saitos had of mercy. This is an incredible subversion, because normally when a character receives their iconic costume, it marks their ascension to their true calling, such as Jin embracing the egalitarian values of the ghost over the nobility of the samurai. But in Yōtei, the outfit serves as the tombstone for Atsu's humanity, as you've watched her struggle with her all-consuming quest for vengeance as a phantom, and rejoining Jubei and Kiku as a person. And so this moment, which in any other game would be a moment of triumph, instead becomes profound loss. Where Ghost of Tsushima conditioned you to expect this as empowering, Yōtei unleashes a devastating irony as it marks the erasure of Atsu's soul. Sorry about this, I'm speeding myself up to not waste time, but I've been uploading for over 4 years and have nearly 500 videos on this channel, and I never wanted to do this because I thought it was speaking up. People tell me that this works, but less than 2% of my viewers are subs, so if this is your first video of mine, please consider liking and subscribing. Yet, despite the late introduction of the scene in which Atsu steals her resolve, the rest of the third act is dedicated to undoing this empowering moment. This begins almost immediately, as when Atsu returns to Kiku waiting outside whilst covered in blood, the game places a child's horror as a direct opposite to Atsu's vengeance. Kiku doesn't see her aunt as a liberator, but as a bringer of death, which represents the first crack in Atsu's all-consuming identity. During the previous 30 hours, her quest felt justified, as the game made no attempt to moralize Saito's forces, aside from Oyuki, who Atsu spares. But Kiku doesn't understand vengeance. The only thing she feels is fear. Later, when Atsu has to make the choice between saving lives or slaying the dragon, Atsu chooses the blood on her sash over the people in the castle. And that choice to prioritize avenging the dead over protecting the living triggers the moral inversion of her crusade, as Atsu's refusal to be anything but the Onryo brings with it the inevitable consequence of losing what she's trying to save. And that failure forces the spiritual reckoning that Ellie learned far too late, that vengeance and preservation are mutually exclusive.